Hello everyone and welcome to Tablestory's Magical Kitties Save the Day. That's the name. It's not just the name of today's show, but also the name of the system that we're going to be using. No, it wasn't entirely created by Peachy Pixel 8. It was indeed made by Atlas Games.
It was inspired by.
It was inspired entirely by the life of Peachy Pixel 8. I'm sure that if you want to ask them that, they'd be happy to ask precisely why, answer precisely why. But we will not be going into the nooks and crannies and deep dark horror that is the life of Peachy Pixel 8. Today we're going to go in the opposite direction as far as we can go from the life of real life Peachy Pixel 8 and into the life of kittens. As you can see, everyone is dressed like a cat. Except for me.
Apart from someone.
Yeah.
Why
is that?
We don't dress like cats. He would punch us right in the face.
I said that. You know me. Just going around punching people. Yeah, there's a reason for that, and we'll get into it later on. How you doing, Cast? Are you ready?
Yes, Malik.
Yeah?
No, sorry, I was answering a question.
PB has never been more excited in her entire life.
I am actually quite excited. I'm trying to contain it all, and I'm just squeezing my cat.
Well,
when your ears turned up, she wouldn't stop typing in the Discord. My ears, look at my ears!
We should have got those little like they're not pneumatic, but you squeeze them and it makes the ears go. Yeah. When you get excited.
Yeah.
We could just do CGI like in Cats.
Yeah, live After Effects, Brad.
We could we could make this the most traumatic and horrific looking thing of all time. Sure, just like that.
I'm already here, Brad.
Cats. Still not as horrific as that trailer looks like. I only just saw it today as well.
I don't see what the deal is. I know everybody's mortified, but I'm just like, okay, it's people in cat suits, I guess, or CGI
because they look terrifying. That's why they look. It looks like a horror movie. They released it on the same day as the trailer for It, I think, and It looks like fun in comparison.
A new trailer released for It?
Yes.
Okay, I will have to watch that.
Can you stay on trend, please, about cats?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hello.
Because we are sponsored, thanks Atlas Games, which means if we mention any other animals or any other brand,
no other animals.
They will shut this down.
Oh god.
But Brad, I hear you cry. There's a dragon in the promotional material provided by Atlas Games. Yeah, well, you, because I'm not allowed to swear because PB said so. Isn't that right, PB?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm ripping that band-aid off right now. Welcome to the stream, those of you that are here. Of course, you will recognize most of our cast from varying shows across the board. We have Wax Steven, who is usually GMing everything, but today he is playing a cat. We have Pumpkinberry, who is usually GMing one thing, cough, lazy. Hello. Maybe try GMing two things. I can't even claim that because my thing ended this week. Wait, this counts as two things 1 week only. I get to GM two things, kinda. We have Amelia Tyler, who is also in the one thing that Pumpkinberry GMs. Doesn't GM anything. Lazy.
No, shouldn't, mustn't.
You must never be allowed
must never do that.
Near the controls. Came close to GMing this today. This close in our conversation that we had.
Oh, that's right.
For one moment, she had the crown, and then she abdicated the crown away.
Yeah, that was a bad plan. Handed that back.
And Peachy Pixel 8, because Jay couldn't make it.
Hey now.
I'm sorry, dude. You would have made the same joke about me. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't have tea to sip, but I'm just gonna have some more milk.
Savage. Now we're
I love you, Peachy, and I'm glad you're here. Peachy's here bringing the comedy, really. That's why we employ Peachy.
No, being the butt of a joke is not bringing the comedy, Brad.
Well, you've got the biggest laugh so far. So,
With me, Brad.
I feel like this is how we do work now. Apparently, this is how we do. Peach is here as well, and you'll recognize him from Ragtags. And me. I'm also here. I don't know why I was selected to run this. I have no cats. I have a dog. I have rats.
Can't
I
say
have
dog.
hamsters.
You can't say dog. You can't say dog.
Oh yeah, can't say. Sorry, I have a. I have. And I have. So, no dogs allowed. So, the system is called Magical Kitties Save the Day. It's by Atlas Games. It is currently being kickstarted.
Yes.
You know, you're probably gonna not screw this up as badly as me. Do you have the information required?
The link. Well, really, it's just that it's in Kickstarter. So absolutely go check it out. And I know Kujio. Yep. Kujio
Oh, there you go. Exclamation point Kitties. If you're watching this on the VOD, there will be a link to it in the description as well. If you want to check out the system that we're playing, that is what it is. That's where you can find it, a Kickstarter. I am running a version of it. I think I know the rules. It doesn't seem difficult. It seems like a really nice, accessible tabletop game that you could play with anyone, be it like kids or adults. You could twist it to whatever desire you wish, something nice and family friendly or something weird and twisted like the Cats musical trailer if you wanted to do it that way. In theory, we should be having a relatively family friendly, good old fashioned fun time. I like to think of what I'm about to run as some sort of weird spin-off of Halcyon Unbound. I don't know why spin-off was a swear word. Is it because we're sponsored, you're not allowed to say it's a spin-off because they ain't got the rights to the other. Oh, right, okay. It's Halcyon, it's Identity Crisis Halcyon Unbound Cat Edition, run by me without any permission from WAC. It's not really. You'll see what's going on. Each of the cats has talents, and they have superpowers, and they have flaws. Those are the main things they have. The way that the game works is that you have 3 stats, where normally in most games you have like a thing. It can be something like defend or strength or constitution or whatever. In this you have cute, cunning, and fierce. And depending on how you tackle each individual thing, that's the stat. One of those things will be called on, and you can roll for those things. These guys don't know what cat they are yet, and they don't know much about it. We're gonna randomize which of the character sheets that I've created they will get.
Can we do that now?
Yes, we're gonna do it right now. But I wanted to just quickly state that for the record, a la Shield Show style, there are ways that you can affect the game. We thought it'd be fun if you could join in, but also WAC is hungry. It was close. WAC is really hungry. He hasn't eaten for 4 months now, and so we need to monetize everything, which is why you've got the donation list. The effects are random somewhat on each of the things.
Tell them the good one.
The good one.
Skip right to the one that I would want.
If we raise over $500 in total, I'll dress as a cat for part 2 next week. Is that the one?
Yeah, do it.
I wanted that to be small print. No, that was going to be the small print that I never actually mentioned, so I didn't have to do it.
Well, there you go.
Right now.
You'll see that you can randomize things. If you donate, you can randomize the talents. You have to, if you want that to happen, you have to pick who you want it to happen with the message. So, for example, say you want to randomize one of the talents that Peachy's character has. Please write Peachy Pixel 8 or the name of his character, and then
Wait, I'll actually have talent?
you will. And superpowers and stuff.
Game.
Also, there is a $500 summon mecha dog thing.
No, a mecha.
And that is that's all the things. So first things first, everyone roll me a d6.
It's happening!
Oh god. Hang on.
As we do some setup stuff.
6! I got a 6! What does that mean?
It means you get to pick first, but first Amelia needs to roll a d6. I think. Oh, there we go, 5. So, PB, you go first.
Yes.
Peachy and Amelia, roll me another d6 each. Wank, you're going last. All right, so PB, Amelia, Peachy, Wank. So PB, first roll me your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, d7. Do you have a cat name already? Some of you have names already.
I was gonna wait and see what cat I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, PB, this is your character. I did write some suggested names for you if you wanted to pick one, but obviously change your name should you want to change it. You got this one, and you should be able to see it now in your. Oh, there you go. Did it appear?
Not yet.
Okay. Who did it appear for, and why? You should be able to see it. Now?
There it goes.
Yeah? Oh, there we go. Okay. I didn't want to click show to players because it ruins everything. Okay. Then, who was next? Amelia, roll me a d6. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh my god, this is adorable.
And this is your cat character. Here. Familiarize yourself. You should see it there.
Yeah.
If you want to change the name, you just click the edit button at the top, and then you can, change it to whatever you want. I just put some suggested ones in there. Peachy, roll me a d5.
1.
1. Yes, you got the one I wanted you to get. Now you have to be called Turok.
Dinosaur Hunter?
Oh wait, no, you don't. No, that's not the one. Never mind. This is the other. This is another one.
I've just read my character sheet.
There's your one, and then Whack, roll me a d. 1, 2, 3, 4. D4. 1 as well. Oh yeah, you got the badass cat, Whack. I think that's what this one is. So I know what they're reading right now, and while they familiarize themselves with their characters, I will explain a little bit more about how the system works as far as I've been able to put it together. Not that it's confusing.
I'm not using this name. I'm changing.
No. Yeah, I just put some names on there in case you were freaking out in the first minute of the game where I was like, learn everything. Change it to your preferred names or whatever you want. So the cats, each of the cats in the game have a human. So you're a cat, you can be whatever kind of cat you want to be. You have a human. I provided you each with a human. I'm not actually sure which one who got what there. I know which one Peachy got. Each human has a problem, which is like a thing that the cats in general, your cat will want to help your human with their problem. Now there are some rules, kitty rules, that you have to keep in mind as cats. You must keep your magic hidden from humans. You pick your humans even when it seems like the humans pick their kitties, even though I forced you to have a certain human. You want to help your human. I don't know how much of this is going to matter, by the way. We're going to find out. You can understand humans, but they cannot understand you. You can understand other animals, and they can understand you. So that includes things like squirrels and... you can read human writing, but it's really difficult, and sometimes you get it wrong.
It's really difficulty.
But it's really difficult. Was that on purpose? I didn't know if that was on purpose or not.
Yeah.
All right. You have a special spot in your home that humans cannot reach. This spot allows you to get in and out of your home without being seen, and you must keep your magic hidden from humans. So, pretty much up to you how you want to present your cat, what you want to do. Please click the edit button and change your name so that I can refer to you as whatever name you want to be, and make sure you're rolling as that character as well. And we will begin the game. But first, I see one of you has named yourselves correctly. Who is this one? I don't know. Who's Harley? You are. Look at this. The one person who has never GM before has done all of the things required by naming themselves correctly.
You only did one
on their sheet.
Thing.
I'm very proud of you. So
You're into my first childness right now. You realise this?
before we jump into the game, what does your cat look like?
My cat is a long-haired grey tabby, and she's very fluffy. She's got a big poofy tail, and she's very proud of herself all the time.
And who is your human?
My human is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Yep, I hit the jackpot, ladies and gents.
Yours was the one that I came up
He
with.
always holds me like this.
Really? It was really late at night, and like now that I'm rereading through your human and the problem, I realized I was very tired. So you're welcome. Who's this next one here? Oh, who's Princess Snuggles?
Me!
Oh God. Okay, what do you look like?
I am a big Maine Coon.
Nice.
And I am adorable. My human is a little girl named Shay.
A little girl named Shay.
Yeah. She's a 10-year-old who's obsessed with numbers and charts, but she doesn't know what they do, but they fascinate her. She lives with her family in a large house and a nice garden.
Amazing. Who is Percival? Do I need to ask?
I'm Percival.
Yeah. What do you look like?
I'm what are they called? Persian with the big droopy face thing. Probably a little bit of a tubster. And,
me too.
My human is Jay. I do have a question about my human and my character sheet. Now, is it me or is it Jay that spends time in his room playing with a bubble machine?
Your
Group activity.
Your human is Jay Brotato, but he's 9 years old, and I was like, that means he probably doesn't vape, so he plays with a bubble machine instead of vaping endlessly.
And also, which one of us exclusively eats maple syrup?
I would assume him, but again, if you want to, you can do whatever you want now. That character sheet is yours to do with whatever you wish. Last but not least, who is Mrs. Wigglebottom?
Yes!
That would be me.
Yes.
I love you, Rack!
Do you sound like that? You sound like Death Singer.
Mrs. Wigglebottom.
I am Mrs. Wigglebottom. What kind of cat are you?
I'm an American short hair because all cat breeds are inferior.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
And who is your human?
My human is Emma the zookeeper, who I can only imagine is Emma Pickles. She is a 27-year-old who loves animals.
Yes. She is indeed Emma Pickles. All right. So.
Wait. There's something very important.
Brad, who's your human?
I'm not a cat, remember?
Brad, shut up. That's it. Just cat purring. That's it.
So,
and you may continue.
that's going to be the game that we're going to be playing today. Each of our players here will be cats. The game is going to be around these 4 cats for today. Before we jump into it, though, Mr. Wax Steven, I believe, has an announcement before he completely polymorphs into Mrs. Wigglebottom.
That's correct. I think there's been a few bits of speculation and things going on from people that have been wondering, hey, they keep talking about how busy they are this month. And that is correct. We are super busy this month. We not only have the Magical Kitties Save the Day, but we are also starting up another show on Tablestory. And I think I want to let people's minds wander a little bit by this teaser that we have for everyone. So cue the teaser, Bradley.
Teaser playing, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Perception alters reality. But what makes something real? You do. The VRT Rig Beta for Numenera The Ninth World. Coming soon to your favorite Twitch streamers. Join them to see a sneak peek of the world's first virtual reality tabletop RPG.
There we go. Wank, Stephen. Any more info, or is that all? Is that it? Is that all I get?
I don't know. I think there's probably going to be some more info on Monday, probably.
Nice. All right. Shall we begin the game?
Yes!
Yes.
Let's begin, shall we? Just to give you guys an idea of like what's going on here, where you are, what the world is like that you live in. I want you guys to imagine that you, each of you live obviously in your own individual places, but you all live within the same city, the same town. It's called Tablesville. And there's been some strange things happening in Tablesville recently. At first, I think it was probably just a sensation, a tingle in your tail, or an involuntary whisker twitch, a ghostly tickle along your fur. But then some of the other magical kitties around town started to report that their magical powers were fluctuating, some disappearing, some changing. But worse, several other kitties' humans have gone missing. Something's up. Your humans haven't worked it out yet because they rarely do. They're always too busy with their eyes glued to those weird little light boxes they have. And once again, it's up to you lot to work it out. Because when things go wrong, it's always left to the magical kitties to save the day.
You said the
Roll credits.
There it is. Mrs. Wigglesbottom.
It is a single wiggle, thank you very much.
Mrs. Wigglebottom.
Yes.
Your human has gone missing. Your human, Emma, I believe, has gone
This
missing.
is very disturbing. I was expecting my food right about now.
Yes, and I think this happened at some point within the last 24 hours. Emma didn't show up with food. You also noticed that she hasn't been around the zoo, and she doesn't seem to be at home. The other animals in the zoo you're able to speak with.
Now, is the home in the zoo?
You tell me.
It is now.
Your home in the zoo, somehow. Your apartment that is above the chimpanzee cage. Yeah, Emma hasn't been home. You've done a quick search around. You've checked some things. You noticed that her boots were left behind, which is a little odd for Emma. She would never be caught dead outside in just normal shoes. She would for sure be wearing her Frank Castle-esque Punisher boots, which means she was taken.
Of course.
The
I thoroughly investigated her boots by going inside them.
Yes. And after you'd spent at least 35 minutes in an empty box, you decided it was time to investigate. You got some information from the chimpanzees who live downstairs that they saw somebody flying away, and they heard the muffled cries of what could only have been Emma. It was too difficult to make out anything more than what looked like somebody flying away.
We've got a donation already. It's a big one.
Oh god.
It's a $500 donation from Pigeon Knight.
Right, well, first of all, I have to dress like a cat next week, so thanks very much, Pigeon. Second of all, something else terrible has happened. around town at this precise moment. But first, I'm curious as to what you think Mrs. Wigglebottom would have done after discovering this information.
I've already gone around and spoken with the animals around the zoo, or just the chimpanzees?
All the animals. The chimps were the only ones that saw anything. They saw like it was difficult to make out. It was far away, and it was kind of a shadowy shape. Somebody flew away with Emma.
It is most unfortunate, but I think that I would do my best to try and contact the other magical kitties around the neighborhood for their assistance. Normally, I like to take care of such matters on my own. However, this seems a little bit beyond my capabilities.
That's correct. Now, the other 3 kitties, unfortunately, are dealing with something else. Harley, Percival, and Princess Snuggles, you've already gathered. Because, unfortunately, something awful has happened downtown. A giant, robotic is attacking the city immediately.
I hate.
There is a giant, and for those listening, mecha dog.
Another donation, a $25 donation from Banana Hamhock. I would like to add 1d6 to the next 5 rolls as they come up.
Ooh.
So here's how I thought it would be fun to do this, and you can all decide now whether it's a good idea. The next thing you do, you add all of your accumulated d6s.
Ooh.
To that roll, so that there aren't any that get left behind.
Are you telling us if we don't do that, we're probably going to die?
It's
No.
just like
People can donate to give you a d6, add a d6, or remove a d6 to your next roll. The question is,
we should use it like team points.
you want to use it like team points? Yeah.
Yeah. So we just have a pool and then
Terrified
Let's just add a mechanic in.
I'm not very fierce. That's not what I'm for.
All right. So a super boss has been summoned. This is pretty hardcore. Downtown Tablesville. Suddenly there was an explosion, and breaking up from underneath the ground, this giant mecha appeared. Giant. It looks like, you know, like those old Godzilla movies where Mecha Godzilla shows up, or like in Power Rangers when it's walking kind of strange. It's doing that, but it's walking on all 4s. It has a tail which is firing lasers randomly out of the back of it. It has a giant mouth that opens every now and then, and when it opens, it lets out a terrible woof, which kind of sends a forceful wave of echo noise that destroys and shatters windows around. Echoing noise. I was gonna go like this, and you're seeing all of these windows, all of these buildings suddenly tumble, people screaming, running away from this mecha that appears in the city. The 3 of you, Harley, Percival, and Princess Snuggles, were the first magical kitties on the scene. As this thing is barking sonic booms and firing lasers from its tail. You can also see that its giant eyes are flashing different colors. Every time it flashes a different color, different things are happening to the people or the things or the world around this thing. It's probably about 150 feet high, and it's just stomping through downtown Tablesville. The 3 of you are together.
Donation. A $50 donation from Bear of Flame. Let's give Peachy some superpowers.
All right. Well, he already has a superpower. I think Percival probably shows up. He is. At first, you don't know he's there. right, Percival?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Because,
Sight to be seen.
yes, he was able to turn invisible. However, Percival, as soon as you show up and you stand between the other two cats, your invisibility is switched off suddenly. Roll me 2d6.
What? Okay. 11.
11. It would be nice if... Oh, wait, hang on. It's not 11. It's 65. Because it's the number of the two things. My rule book is closed because it's in WordPad and my computer hates WordPad. So your invisibility will now change to your new power. I think you feel strange. The power is being forcibly changed. Your natural power of being able to turn invisible that you've had forever up until this point, however old you are, however long you've been doing this, has changed. And now your new power is that you are undead. You are a zombie, a vampire, or other form of hungry undead. Dead, but still acting as if you are alive. This is your new magical power. So your invisibility,
just like
your invisibility turns off, and then suddenly, like, your eyes droop. You feel kind of all sallow. Your skin is paled, or your fur turns instantly grey. And
What are you trying to say?
this is your new power right now. And so who got D6s? Because I'm just going to leave you guys to keep track of it, if that's okay. Next time you roll, you get to add how many D6s, Wax? Sorry?
It was next 5 rolls.
For the next 5
we have
rolls.
5,
Okay, so everyone's next 5 rolls. So, okay, the 3 of you are on the scene. What are the 3 of you doing?
Well, I'm panicking.
Yeah, naturally.
same.
What was the city called?
Tablesville.
I would like to push something off Tablesville.
Well, yeah, I think like
Just a glass of water.
immediately you're just pawing at something. There's a human that runs over towards you, and she's maybe in her early 20s, and she starts to try and shoo you away from the area as she's looking down at you. Oh, little kitties, come on, go down here, run away.
Rub up against her leg.
And she's like trying to pick you up and like save you from the thing. Now, walking up the street in the distance is a giant mech dog. Damn it. Oh, dog. Walking and just, it's crumbling buildings. People are screaming and running away from it. There's lasers firing off everywhere from the back of it.
Can I dart away from her? Or get out of her grasp?
You can, if you would like to roll me I guess this would be cunning roll. I don't know the rules. I'm sorry, Atlas Games. If you'd like to learn them yourself, go and check out their Kickstarter and do a better job than me. Yeah, roll it. You get to add a D6.
Oh, but it didn't go through.
If you leave any of the things blank, I'm not sure if it rolls. So put a 0 if there is a blank
for
thing in there.
difficulty, and then I'll take one of the bonus dice.
Yes, add 1 bonus die to it.
Is the difficulty just 1?
If you're using a talent of yours, remember you get plus 1d6. If one of your flaws seems like it counteracts something you're trying to do,
no, I can't.
You get an extra d6. If you're using a power, you get a plus 2d6.
Okay. Oh wow, that's okay. Awesome. Let me just try this with. Yeah, it's still not working. I can just roll regularly, I guess. How do I hit the die button next to the cunning, and it's not rolling, even if I put 1, 0, or anything in the in the option.
Well, there you go, Kujio. Oh yeah, it doesn't work. All right. Well, me and Kujio spent hours.
I'm sorry. What should I roll?
Oh, you have to put something in the difficulty. Okay, I get it. Sorry.
I did. I put 1. I even tried just 1.
The difficulty is 1.
Yeah, I put 1 and then 1 bonus die, and it still didn't go.
There you go. Well, roll me. So we can still manually work it out pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
What is your cunning stat?
3.
3. And you get a d6. So you get to roll 4d6.
Okay.
Set your injuries to 0 on your character sheet.
Okay.
And you rolled a 2 and a 3. Well, you rolled a 2, a 1, a 1, and a 3. So how this works is if you roll higher than the condition, like the fail condition, which is a 1, then you get a success. If you get 2, you get a success and... oh no, you get 2, you get a success, and if you get 3, you get a success and. So you actually rolled 2 there, so you get a success. You do it just like you hoped. So you squeeze out of the woman's hands, and then what? Do you run away?
I kind of want to hide, out of her sight.
Yeah, I think you just dash away. And what are the other two doing? Undead cat, Harley.
Well, I try to go invisible, and something's not right, and I'm really hungry. Then when I see Princess Snuggles, it's just belt it. I'm gonna do the thing where I move my legs really fast, and then move after a brief second.
Yeah, exactly like a cat. So you just do the and then you start running after her, following her.
Yes.
And what are you doing, Harley?
I'm staring at the giant thing destroying the city. Just that is the biggest I've ever seen.
Oh no. What have we done?
You made this happen.
Yeah. So you're not like chasing it down or anything?
Sorry? No, absolutely not.
Just standing right there.
Huge. No.
Okay.
Going nowhere near that.
All right. So the two that have run away. One of you remains, and that is, I think, when Mrs. Wigglebottom shows up on the scene as well. How do you get there? What are you doing? What do you look like in this moment?
Well, whenever I go anywhere, I strut with purpose, and I walk into the scene very casually, completely blissfully unaware of the devastation that is being wrought upon the city, because I have other more pressing business. So I would walk up to the rest of the feline companions that I know can assist me in saving my human, and I would immediately walk up to whichever one I see first.
I think you can probably only see Harley right now standing in the middle of the street with just loads of humans running down either side of the street and chaos in the distance coming closer every moment.
Yes, I would approach Harley very casually and say, "Excuse me, are you busy at the moment?"
What did... Look up!
There's like a gigantic that destroys all the area nearby.
There does seem to be quite a commotion.
Are you all right? Have you been overdosing on catnip again?
I have a perfectly healthy amount of catnip. Thank you.
Did you need something?
Yes.
Just I'm quite busy.
My human has gone missing. I need your assistance.
Well, maybe it's in one of the houses that this giant is trashing at the moment. Maybe we should stop that just in case she gets squished.
I don't think my human is in any of these houses. I spoke to some chimpanzees, and they explained to me very carefully and cautiously that in fact my human was carried away by something screaming. There is a lot of screaming here. Perhaps you're right.
Get the name of the person who sells your human that catnip, because you seem very relaxed, and I am really not.
Would you like some catnip?
Maybe later.
Very well. Is this the cause of the disturbance?
Yes.
All right. Do you have some sort of plan?
No, oh, goodness sake. Where have the others gone?
Sunbeam.
I'm sorry, what?
Perhaps we can lure the creature with some sunbeam.
I'm not sure that's what tickles a big, what.
It works for me. There is there is a sudden explosion as one of these lasers cuts through one of the buildings directly above where the two of you are standing, and now there's debris falling down towards you. What would you like to do?
I'm running.
Running?
Very, very fast.
Okay.
I will rush towards the creature.
You rush towards the creature? Are you running towards the creature as well?
I would like to teleport. That's my magical power.
Okay. Where are you running towards, Harley?
I'm running sideways because
Down an alleyway?
despite some movies, that's the best way to escape something that's falling towards you.
Correct. I think for running, everyone needs to roll me a fierce roll. So we're going to try again with the actual rolls. If you click on fierce, the difficulty value is 3. So when it asks you for difficulty, put 3. Then you submit that, and everyone can add a single die. If you're using a talent, like you're athletic, or you're using a superpower, like teleport, you can add 3 in total to the last box there.
Add 3.
Unfortunately, I had 0 successes.
1 success.
I have a horrible feeling.
I would like to use one of our 5 bonus thingies.
Have been.
I thought you just were using them
now?
on the next rolls. Yeah.
No. Still have more.
Okay, I will use 1 then.
So you should have 3 in total.
4 successes!
Nice. So, Mrs. Wiggles Bottom has a failure. Wiggle Bottom. It's a single wiggle. I don't want to upset Wiggle Bottom. A failure, guess what, means that you do not do what you wanted and something bad happens. Harley got a success, but Percival got a success, but it means that you do it, but something bad happens. And then Princess Snuggles got a super success, which means you do it way better than anybody thought possible. So, Mrs. Wigglesbottom, you start to run towards where the mecha hog is, and it's suddenly all of this debris is falling down around you. It blocks your path directly in front of you. You jump to one side, another boulder lands next to you, then a lamppost crashes behind you, and you start to realize that you're becoming very quickly pinned in, and there's more debris starting to collapse all around you. You're going to be completely trapped very soon. Success, but which comes from Percival and Harley. You guys probably dip down an alleyway to one side. You start moving down this alleyway, but the area behind you is suddenly caved in, so you can't go back the way you came as you go down this alleyway, and it cuts you off from the area where Mrs. Wigglebottom is and the main street where this mecha is running up the street destroying things. Princess Snuggles, you get a super success. You teleport. Does it look like anything?
You know how when you, like, 1 second you're looking at your cat and then the next second they're like up on top of the fridge and you have no idea how they got there? That's exactly what it is. There's no special like disappearing. It's just you look.
Is there a fur ball that's left behind?
Yes, maybe a tuft of fur.
Yeah, it's like a camera pan left and then pans back and you're gone, and then you're wherever you want to be. So where do you teleport? And you also get to do more stuff if you'd like to do it. You can kind of pick what you want to do in there.
Yeah, I would like to attack the mecha.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How do you do that? What do we see?
Oh, how do we attack?
It's ginormous.
Well, I wanted to teleport.
You tell me how you want to attack it, and I'll tell you what happens.
Ooh. I think I would like to. So I wanted to teleport on top of it. So I will run down by its tail, and I will latch onto its tail and see if I can get it to chase itself and/or me attached to its tail.
Nice. Yeah. I think you can do that. That's what a super success does. Basically, you distract this thing for a moment as you blink over to the rear of this giant mecha animal, and then there's this tail which is shooting everywhere, destroying everything, and you suddenly appear on the back of it. The giant mecha, God, it's so annoying, turns its head and then sees not you but its own tail, and starts to move around in circles, and it just starts destroying the buildings in its immediate vicinity as it starts chasing its own tail.
So clever.
And it's distracted for the time being as it can sense that you're there, but it also is now also completely distracted by its own tail. It starts firing lasers off right there, giving you guys the opportunity to do something else before it makes its way up the street. It's pretty close to where Mrs. Wigglesbottom is now basically trapped under a load of debris.
Did I take an owie, by the way?
You did not take an owie, no. You are pretty much trapped. Unless
so
you...
Mrs. Wigglebottom is trapped under it.
There's like a... Yeah, there's... Where all the debris came in and blocked off the back of the alleyway, Mrs. Wigglebottom is trapped underneath a ton of debris there as well.
Well, I'm going to dig Mrs. Wigglebottom out.
Can any humans see me at the moment?
No, I don't think there's any humans around. For the most part, they've run away, and you three are the only ones left, and then there's one on the actual mecha. Can I say pup?
Yeah.
No? Alright, well, split decision there.
I will create a massive tennis ball with my illusion powers and begin to bounce it in a playful way near the mecha. Then I will throw it far into the distance.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm attached to it.
So this is an illusion, like you're not actually moving any of the stuff.
That is an illusion that I'm creating.
You're just going to try and make a giant tennis ball and launch it into the distance. I think because you can't really see him or what's going on around you, it's going to be a little more difficult. But you can roll me a cunning plus your superpowers, which means you get to put a difficulty of 4 in, and you can add a 2d6 for your superpowers.
And I think we have 1 die left, so 3d6.
Sure, you can add that.
2 successes.
2 successes is a success, which basically means this is exactly what happened. So from the perspective of Princess Snuggles, who's like latched onto this giant mecha tail, which is wagging around, and there's this enormous giant robotic like Metal Gear Rex style head just, and it's loud and it's probably messing you up a little bit, just barking at you, but it's actually barking at its tail. Suddenly,
I really hate.
Suddenly a giant tennis ball launches past it. The thing, its mecha ears go up. Its giant eyes, which are flashing different colors, suddenly widen, and the head of the giant mecha suddenly turns, and it just starts running. It just belts it down in the opposite direction, but it's still tearing up the street and the buildings, and
just further away now.
All the people who were gathered behind it taking pictures and filming on their phones, suddenly it's running towards them, and they turn and start to run away from it, and it just starts running down the street. You are caught on the back of it, Princess Snuggles.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh my god, that is going to be that's going to make this more difficult. I need you to hold on by rolling me another fierce check with a difficulty of 3. And you can add any d6s. Remember, you have talents as well if you think any of your talents apply. I don't know what you've got. I can't remember. So you'll have to apply them and barter and argue with me if you think that there's anything that applies. Talents will give you a d6.
How many bonus die do we have left?
That is up to Wax Steven. He's keeping tally.
We have 0 left.
Okay.
19 points.
Warlock has donated $25. 5 more catnip dice in the vicinity.
Oh, there we go. So just in
It's okay,
time.
I already rolled. So
Too late. But you did get a success, which means you do it, but something bad happens. So you're trying to hold on. But I think in holding on, you are somewhat injured. The whiplash of this thing just turning around, barking at you, and suddenly turning into the other direction and launching the other way. It's hard to hold on to this thing, and you're going to take 1 owie. Yeah, I think you just have cat whiplash from holding on to this thing, but you successfully hold on. It's just that it's rough.
Is that a joke?
Percival and Harley. So Harley, you start digging away at this debris. Are you doing anything in particular? Do you have any talents or?
I am good at physical activities like running, jumping, and climbing. So I'd imagine digging.
Digging. I'll allow it. Percival, are you doing anything in the alleyway here?
Yeah. I see that Princess Snuggles is riding the giant.
The giant what?
The giant.
Thank you. Yes.
So I think I'm gonna scarp her after.
You're going after the dog.
No, I'm going after the.
You're not allowed to say that word, Bradley.
Oh my God! You're going after the.
I am definitely. I am laser focused on running after that giant.
Right.
Save me!
So.
Run away!
Give me another couple of fierce checks. If you have any talents, which Harley, you have at least 1. Add a d6. If you want to use your superpower, you can add 2d6, but I don't think either of you can.
So what am I rolling? Sorry, fierce.
So roll fierce. Your difficulty for you is 3. Because it's human building that you're trying to dig out. And you get to add 1d6 to it. You've got 5 team points d6s that you can add on if you want to use it in this point. Percival, roll me a fierce of a difficulty 2.
Okay.
Because you've got to get out of the alleyway.
I just had a terrible thought. This is a mechanical dog, right?
It's a mechanical what?
I'm sorry, a mechanical.
Thank you. It's a family-friendly show about kittens for cats. Yes, it is mechanical. Can you? Do you want to pee on it? Yes. All right. Well, we'll do that in a minute. Let's see these other fierce rolls.
Can I add one of the bonus die to my thing? Because this ain't working.
You can add 2d6. Oh, if you're trying to roll without one, you have to put an actual 0 in there instead of leaving it blank. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just wondering if I could use one of the team points.
Yeah, you can, and you've already got 1d6, so you get 2. So it's a difficulty of 3, and you can add 2 extra dice. I forget what the roll is because I don't have to do it, and I'm confused by it.
Okay, cool.
So Percival starts running after it with a success, and Harley starts digging at the debris. Like you're not like throwing giant chunks away, but you dig a hole through, and suddenly you see Mrs. Wigglebottom in there, kind of channeling some sort of power to create a giant tennis ball, and you create a hole and an exit point for Mrs. Wigglebottom as Percival darts up the debris and then just starts legging it down the street after the mecha. What do you want to do next?
I will chase after, as long as is Mrs. Wigglebottom all right? Coming out?
Mrs. Wigglebottom, what are you doing? You see Harley like dig a hole through and free you and see wave at you.
After I've successfully gotten rid of the menace that is plaguing the city single-handedly, I will leave the confines that were created for me in the debris.
Yeah, and you see that the giant animal that's Mecha is running down the other way, continuing to create destruction. Its laser tail is still lasering buildings, and it's still giant and tearing buildings down. You see
I turn to Harley and say, see, I have gotten rid of the menace. Are we ready to leave now? I need to find my human.
Did you make it better, or did you just make it further away?
Is there a difference?
So glad I helped. And I run off after the giant.
Yeah. Mrs. Wigglebottom, what are you doing?
I sigh dejectedly and follow after Harley.
All right. So, up on the mecha, holding on to its tail desperately, I believe, wait, Princess Snuggles would like to try and pee on the dog. I mean...
Yes.
All right.
Yes. But first, I would like to use my investigation talent to see where would be the best place to piss on the...
Right. I love how we get away with the word piss, but not... please roll me a cunning roll.
Okay.
The difficulty is 4.
How many thingies do we have? How many bonus die do we have?
You get 1 for your talent, and you can use up to 4 more, I think.
That is correct. Did you use one?
I used one on my roll.
Oh, so then we only have 3 left.
3 more. I feel like you can, if you want, use all 3, by the way, on a single roll, if you guys just decide between you want to do that. Okay, so you're holding on to this thing. It's running down Tablesville High Street, just... There's destruction everywhere.
We've got a $100 donation from Rosaline924. Random talent for every kitty.
Random talent. Okay, so first of all, I guess everyone roll me 2d6.
Thank you.
2 and a 5.
9
6 and a 5.
for Princess Snuggles.
1 or 2.
6 and a 5, and then everyone roll me a d2 as well. 1 is your first talent, and 2 is your second talent. So replace whichever one of your talents we just decided, and Mrs. Wigglebottom, you replace whichever one of your talents on the D2 there with 25, and your new talent is the following. You are now a dramatist. You're a talented actor, and you can spin a good story that entertains others. You are literally becoming Erodeer the cat with every second that passes.
Wait a minute, which one do we add this, or do we...
It replaces one of your other ones.
Oh no!
Depending
So-
on
have that
one or
talent.
You are?
Oh, wait. Oh, okay,
You should have 2 talents. You rolled a D2 for 1 and 2. Whichever one you rolled on the D2, you replace. 1 being the top one, 2 being the bottom one. And again, this is funky things. Like, there's like probably some weird sensation that hits each of you in this moment. It affects your memories, or it affects your skills. Maybe you're not used to being a dramatist. Whatever what talent did you lose, Wigglebottom?
I lost planner.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
you lose whatever memories you had for planning, and you gain the ability to act and to perform for some reason. And there's this strange sensation, like a wave of energy that passes out across Tablesville, and it hits you and kind of jumbles up maybe some of your memories, some of your skills, and sometimes your powers. And this has been happening around town for a few days, but I think this is the first time you guys are experiencing it directly. Princess Snuggles, you replace whichever one of your talents that you previously had with Puzzler. You enjoy solving difficult problems, answering tricky riddles, decoding messages, and untangling baffling mysteries.
Perfect.
Harley, you replace whichever one. Oh, you
My
shrink.
only useful one.
You're useful. Which one are you losing?
I'm losing my athletic ability because
I'll tell you why you're losing it.
that.
It's because you're now tiny. You're smaller than most other kitties, which means you can squeeze your way into places they'd find it difficult. You're like running down the street after this giant mecha animal, and then suddenly you just shrink to half your size. And
Kitty.
for no reason that anyone can work out. And then Percival last. You switch whichever one of your talents just
My only
there.
useful one.
Which was it?
Helper.
Helper, you are now the navigator. You hardly ever get lost, and you know how to find your way from home from here.
That's so good.
Wherever that happens to be. So you just suddenly have a compass in your mind that you're very aware of.
Why do I know exactly where I am?
All times. And Princess Snuggles. You
Yes.
got a success and was that was on the investigation
right.
that you were trying to do.
Yes.
So, much like the Death Star, there is on the back center of this mecha a hole with a glowing core. Boom,
Okay.
boom, boom, boom. If you can get across this thing's back and maybe
donation
piss
to
on
help
that.
us with that.
go on.
Sky Tuturu donated $50. Peachy doesn't need to be an undead kitty. He's already dead on the inside. Let's fix his superpowers.
All right, 2d6.
Hey!
2d6 for Peachy. You're running. All three of you are running down the destroyed high street after this giant thing, and weird things are happening to each of you. Percival, who was invisible, then became undead, and now you are 34. Oh, you're looking at the tail of this thing as it's firing lasers out, and that's when you start firing lasers out of your own eyes. You now have laser eyes, and you shoot lasers out of your eyes.
I do what now?
That's what your power is. You stop being undead, and now you can fire lasers out of your eyes. I would just like to state for the record, anyone that's watching this isn't how the game is supposed to be played. I'm messing with all of the things, but these are all the different options that you can choose during character creation to have your kitty have. There's loads of talents.
That's a good way to showcase
There's lots of
that.
flaws, and I want you guys to remember your flaws, because if you have a flaw and you think it detracts from what you're trying to do, you have to roll a minus d6 for it. So do let me know. I know you won't, because players. And there's a list of magic and magical powers that you have and things.
Randomized this and got this today, like right when we started the show.
Can I instantly use my lasers on the giant?
Wait, I'm trying to pee on the.
Yeah, I think you probably can do that, but you know, Princess Snuggles is also on top of the dog. Are you trying to avoid Princess Snuggles or not? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, let Princess Snuggles pee on the.
All right. Princess Snuggles, you want to run across the back of this and pee on the you know,
core thing.
the core thing, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I think this is going to be particularly difficult, and it's another fierce check. I think let me see. It actually has a legit defense for this one. It has it's a difficulty of 4.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's a difficulty of 5. Sorry.
Okay.
Difficulty of 5. And if you're using any talents or anything else, you can add d6s. If not, just put a 0 in there.
I will teleport there.
Good shout. That's going to give you an extra 2d6 on the roll.
Okay. Do we have any bonus left?
I don't know. Whack.
Whack.
Whack's in charge of the team pool.
You have no bonus left.
Help me, chat.
No bonus dice
All right,
left.
let's go.
1, 2, 3. No, we have 2 left.
2 left.
I'm using them.
Using both. Oh, okay. Well, lucky you did, really, because somehow you got a success, but
Squeeze it out.
which means you successfully do the thing that you want to do, but something bad happens. I think what happens here is
No, don't electrocute me.
is that you teleport exactly where you want to teleport. You do it, and you are also weeing everywhere as you do it. You just appear. Boom. You appear there, and there's just lots of cat wee just spiraling out through the middle of the air. As soon as the pea hits this core, there's a sudden like, and then the core explodes, and then it sends this electric shock up the pea, and you get zapped, and you take another owie. and then you start falling. The giant mecha starts to fall as well. Ooh, it starts falling one way. You fall off of the side of it and fall the other, electrocuted. The three of you see this happen. What would you like to do? We've got laser eyes.
Can I try and catch her instead of lasering her to death?
You want to try and catch her?
Yeah.
With a laser?
But I will say that I am klutzy and inattentive, and I often break things.
Right. So, Percival starts running in the direction of where he thinks Princess Snuggles is going to land. Harley, what would you like to do?
Am I running alongside Mrs. Wigglebottom? Because I'm very small now.
I think so, yeah. Mrs. Wigglebottom is probably catching up with you and leaving you in the dust.
Can I hitch a lift, please?
Be careful not to muss my fur.
Okay.
I spent a long time grooming it.
All right.
You jump up on
This is weird.
Mrs. Wigglebottom.
Kind of cling on.
Yeah.
Just around the neck.
And Mrs. Wigglebottom, what are you doing? You got a passenger now.
Very well. I will approach the rampaging, and then I will create a giant newspaper with which to smack it across the.
It's dead. It's like
I
it's powered
killed it.
down. It's falling sideways.
Chair at the moment.
It's
I need to
falling
make-
sideways.
I jump to conclusions.
And you're still just gonna do the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Create a slide.
An illusion, so it won't actually get hurt.
Right.
No.
Okay. So that leaves purely at this point, realistically, you do that thing and you don't need to roll for it because it's not going to have any effect. Also, I think it's quite easy for Harley to be riding along on the back while he's doing some crazy stuff. It leaves the saving of Princess Snuggles entirely in the terribly incapable hands of Percival. Percival, roll me a fierce check with, I think, a difficulty of 4, and you have to minus 1d6 off the end of it for the klutziness.
Have we got any bonus?
No, I used them all
Okay.
to pee on the.
And -1. I just typed minus.
I hope so. Kujio made the whole character sheets. I don't know.
Oh.
That is a failure. What you don't do what you wanted, and something bad happens.
Oh no.
Oh no! Are you gonna laser off my tail?
I
think-
hope not.
I think you go-
You just said that.
You go
It's
running
bad.
underneath the area where Princess Snuggles is, and you hold up your hands. But really, all that happens is Princess Snuggles just kind of is way too heavy for you, and then just instantly, just woo, you are both crushed,
Me. Ow.
What a catastrophe!
and you both take 1 owie. However, it's not over yet. The giant dog.
Oh.
Piece of the giant robot mecha.
You realize this is worse than swearing, right?
It's so much worse. Lands on one side, crushing a load of buildings. All this debris. There's one laugh as the thing powers down. On one side, there's one relatively injured kitty. I think once you take a certain amount of owies, you're in trouble. You have an owie limit, and your
5.
your owie limit is is 2. I thought it was 5. It's 2. Wait, how many do you have?
I have 3.
Oh man. Which means you take an injury. I
Okay.
genuinely didn't think you'd get injuries, so I can't even remember what they do. So I'm going to look it up in a second.
Okay. It might be all right.
You have 1 injury, 1 owie.
Okay, who's the most injured?
Percival has... Princess Snuggles is beat up. Super beat up.
Like my
just
fur
laying there,
thing.
all furs all twisted, just like... "Meow."
I'm going
Like,
to grab
you-
onto Mrs. Wigglebottom's fur and steer
Yeah,
Then,
and it 100% works. Because I just like the idea of like what is essentially Ron Swanson's cat just being like as enslaved to the idea that they have to go that way because cat. Yeah, you come riding up next to a very injured looking Princess Snuggles, all kind of frazzled and electrocuted, like a torn ear, and a kind of vaguely crushed Percival who's crawling out from underneath.
He's only vaguely crushed. It'll be fine.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
Hop off.
Why are you sitting around? There's a lot of work to be done.
Hi to you too.
I'm going to try and treat her wounds.
You're going to try and treat her wounds.
Yes, I can magically do that. It's my only useful skill.
Oh, wow.
Because I was going to
it's my magical power.
Yeah. What is your
I can do.
what is your superpower?
My superpower is healer.
Wow.
You can magically treat wounds and illnesses.
I think you mean me. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, how does it look and what do you do when you approach and heal these kitties? What do we see?
Oh god, it would make sense, but this is weird. So I get really close. No, family friendly. I mean, how is she? It's electrocution, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm all
So I
singed.
sort of-
My whiskers are burnt. I'm just laying there like this, laying on the ground.
It's all right.
Oh, actually, on top of.
Stay still. There you go. And I kind of just, like a cat does before they're about to pounce, do the little wiggly thing, and then
You wiggle your bottom.
yeah.
I think there's something wrong with my eyes. You're so much smaller than I remember. Am I dying?
Still,
I think I'm dying.
and the electricity that had gone into her and caused the damage kind of suctions into me, and all my fur kind of goes, and then just dissipates.
Nice, yeah. You heal. What a healer does is it removes one injury, one per scene, essentially, which I guess at this point is whatever. So it removes your injury. I think you still need to roll though. So I guess this would be, I'd say cunning probably. Roll me a cunning. The difficulty I think is very, very low for you, so we'll just put it at a 2, and you can add a +2 d6 for your superpower.
Okay.
Super success.
Yay.
I think you're healed fully. It removes your owie as well, your extra owie.
Okay. Do I need to still roll?
No, just Harley
okay.
rolls. This is just her using her superpower.
You're getting medical attention, dear. It's fine.
Yeah, she heals you entirely.
Great.
You feel brand new.
Does anyone else feel weird? I feel weird.
I should probably have a go and sort him out as well, shouldn't I?
I'm rather stressed.
I just step up off of the poor cat that I've crushed. Oh, I didn't even see you there. Hello.
Ow.
There is a sudden sound coming from the dog. Sorry. Coming from behind you. There's like a horrible, like, the side of the
No.
mouth of the opens up and a door kicks open and something crawls out from inside. There is a very frazzled looking little black pushes open the door of
Wait,
this thing.
I'm confused because I don't know if he means what animal he just said.
That's the only word that we're
Well,
not
there's
allowed
only
to
one
say.
word that we're not allowed to
just that
say.
one?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
just that one. Okay.
So, yeah, there's this kind of grotesque looking with like He's wearing like a strange kind of lab coat, but it's all torn and broken, and he's kind of looks a little zapped and frazzled, a bit like how Princess Snuggles did. And he steps out and says, "Damn you! Damn all of you! I'll get you, kitties. I'll get you next time." And he jumps off the back of the giant mecha and starts to run away.
Let's chase him and pee on him.
I think I've had enough of that for one day.
Problems to deal with. My human has gone missing.
What? A human?
My human has gone missing.
Where?
That's impossible.
Unfortunate, but true.
Are they in the toilet?
Oh, hang
In
on.
the toilet.
Hold still. I'm going to try and heal this one as well because it's noisy.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You have 1 hour.
My character, Millie. Okay.
Oh, he's acting. Sorry, I was confused.
I'm a thespian.
Oh, you say you're not injured, but you are.
I will take that.
You weren't injured before.
Correct. So the destruction around you begins to abate, and you can see a bunch of human police start to show up, and fire engines or fire trucks start to show up and start to deal with the debris. A few helicopters show up and start moving
Get out of
around,
here.
and you guys run away.
Yes, I will lead the way away from things back to my zoo home.
Okay, yeah.
If anybody fancies giving me a lift, I'm still very small.
Why are you so small?
I don't know.
I'm gonna bite the back of her neck and carry her.
Oh,
Like a kid.
this isn't humiliating at all. Oh,
I searched for my human everywhere, both boots. She was not inside either.
Or perhaps they went away to cottage. That happens
Cottage?
sometimes.
What is cottage?
I don't know. They just go there sometimes.
what's cottage?
I don't know. They go away and then they come back a couple days later. They're usually a lot happier.
Oh, filming.
Call it cottage.
Again.
It's not what mine calls it.
I also have a box. They could be there.
What?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you all head back to the zoo, and once you get to the zoo, there's all manner of animals here. They're all in their varying cages, and you head past each of them, maybe waving at a mongoose or saluting an otter, and then heading upwards towards where Emma and Mrs. Wigglebottom live. Once you get inside, it's a typical sort of 27-year-old person's apartment. There's just, Korean boy group posters, great clothes, and lots of noodle cups everywhere.
These are my woman's gods.
Can I get to them, please?
She worships them on a daily basis and makes strange noises whenever they come on the box.
Thank you.
Brad, I would like to cough out a hairball, please.
Okay.
But I am prone to believe in myths, urban legends, and bad luck.
Right. What's the myth and urban legend or bad luck about coughing up a hairball?
It means the world's going to end if you read hairballs.
All right. You want to try and read the hairballs?
I would love to read the hairballs.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a cunning
Please, Atlas,
check
add this
at
into your game.
difficulty 3.
Okay.
But you have a
bonus
flaw
dice
in this, right? So it's a minus
Is it
one.
flaw or a? Is it a floor or a...
It's a floor.
Oh, it's a floor. So you lose the 2, which makes this 1 success. So it's the same, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Success,
but you do it, but something bad happens. You read the hairballs, and looking at them, I'd say you're pretty convinced that the world isn't going to end, but it's not gonna be great. There is for sure something that's not gonna destroy the world, but it will turn the world into an endless, hellish darkness, filled and ruled entirely by...
It's like a metaphor for adult life.
Yeah.
or Twitter DMs.
And it could happen any day now if, you guys don't stop it.
Oh, this is really bad, guys. This is really bad.
What is it?
Did you find her in one of the boots?
I don't think she's coming back.
Hairball.
I have already checked this one 3 times.
I think everything's gonna go. I think it's all gonna go and stop. And then no humans.
What?
And no maple syrup.
Humans?
And no kitties.
What about my human? I have trained her well.
Well, clearly not.
Look, it's in the hairball.
She?
And I shove the hairball in your face.
Oh.
Just a hairball.
You make a good point. Unfortunately, I will have to punish her by rubbing myself against her repeatedly.
You could also try waking her up at like 5 in the morning, 10 minutes before her alarm goes off. They hate that.
Ah, yes. The box that makes a loud noise.
Yeah, it's called
Biting toes is always good.
I like to push it off of the table. Often.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good
Okay, this
idea.
is great, but what are we gonna do?
Oh, that.
What are we gonna do?
There
Did
is a
anyone-
knock at the cat flap. Mrs. Wigglebottom.
I will walk over to the cat flap.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Do you poke your head out? How do you approach? How does your cat flap work?
I will stand approximately 1 foot away from the cat flap and say, "Announce your presence."
You hear a voice from the other side of the cat flap say, "It's me, Blan. Let me in." Blan is a squirrel informant that you all know and use often from the 7th Street Squirrel Informant Division of Information.
Not even one, there's a whole group of squirrel informants.
Yeah. Oh, and cats use them all the time.
Of course they do.
Blan,
Yeah, it's Blan. Let me in. Come on.
that is your real name.
You got
I
nuts
would
in
like
there.
some sort of identification, please.
You want my identification? And a hazelnut comes launching through the cat flap. Past you.
Your identification is accepted. Welcome to my home.
The squirrel pushes himself through the cat flap, lands in front of it. He's kind of overweight. He has a very large kind of beer gut for a squirrel. He sits down, rests one arm on a hazelnut that he's carrying, and pulls a cigar out from a concealed squirrel pocket, and then lights a cigar and says, "I seen you human, but it's gonna cost you."
Would you like some catnip?
That'll do it.
I knew it.
And that's where we're going to go to a break. The evening.
Wow, already? Oh,
Yeah. Somehow.
What
All this talk of catnip.
Happening.
Yeah. Somehow we've already blown through almost, well, yeah, about an hour and a half. Thanks for watching the chaos. I'll be honest, I wasn't quite prepared for Mecha.
Nobody ever is.
Not to open up. I was like, yeah, maybe that'll happen at some point. That's not. I hope I don't have to open the show with that.
I would have.
Thought we would have to
Close it.
open. Who would have thought we would have had to open expecting mega?
No one. But here we are.
already.
Always, we've all learned a lesson. Always expect the mecha.
Yeah.
You know, always. And we're
Also,
gonna
they're
go to
bigger
a.
up close.
They are. The objects always appear smaller in the rearview mirror, but they're not. Mega is always ginormous.
Huge.
And we're fired. Thanks, guys. This is
So,
great.
This is the one and only episode of this. We're commissioned for 3, but we will not be back next week. If you enjoy what you're seeing, then again, you can check out the Kickstarter for the Magical Kitties Save the Day actual system that exists, and you can look over the rules and see if you can run a better game than I'm doing. I'm sure it won't be difficult. Maybe just don't introduce, mecha straight away, and stick to the pre-prepared material that they have. And you can check it out on the break. The links are in the description on the in the chat on the live, and if you're watching on the VOD, we've got them in the description. We'll be back in a few minutes.
499 backers already. Yes.
And we'll see what information Blan has for cats. All right. See you in a few minutes. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome back to Magical Kitties Save the Day from Atlas Games. That is the name of the game, and you can play it too if you want, by checking out their Kickstarter.
We'll check out their Kickstarter. Do it.
And you guys are all playing cats. All 4 of you.
What are the kitty treats?
Okay, so kitty treats, I think, are basically an extra D6, and they also maybe remove an owie. I forgot actually, and I wanted to look it up just to double check for myself.
Okay.
The kitty treats are a way that you can change the fiction in your favor. You can re-roll any or all dice in the dice pool for a single check. There you go. You can avoid taking an injury. There you go. You can use
that seems important.
You can use a bonus feature that you do not possess for one of your powers, and you can add something to the story which is beyond the kitty's control. But that is subject to the DM. Yeah, I mean, I forgot about it because I was like, oh, they're gonna have tons of those anyway, because you know that basically those D6s are a bit like handing kitty treats over. But there you go, that's what they can do. I will add a quick handout for you as well, just to keep you appraised of what's going on, because I can't remember either, because I'm a professional. So you guys are all in the Mrs. Wigglebottom's apartment, which is Mrs. Wigglebottom's apartment. What?
Nothing.
Do you want me to pronounce the T's? You
No.
Oh.
Nope.
I thought you were just attacking me based on the fact that I speak estuary English, and I'm sure you would never attack me for such a thing.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
All right. Well, don't. Okay, or I'll take your kitty treats away.
Oh.
You are in Mrs. Wigglebottom's apartment, and all 3 of you, all 4 of you, have seen this squirrel.
Oh, right.
Who's appeared smoking a cigar.
Squirrel.
And he says, the catnip up front. What do you say?
Good day, Blan.
Catnip, come on.
Very well.
A busy
Please
man.
turn your back so that you cannot see my secret hiding place.
I turn around.
Yeah, he turns around too.
I go into the boot.
Yeah.
That must smell great.
And I pull out my stash of catnip.
Very nice. How much do you hand over?
The bare minimum.
Yeah. Blan takes the catnip from you and pockets it somewhere on a squirrel.
It's a particularly fragrant blend.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's not for me, okay? It's for bargaining. Think I'm gonna try that? Come on. And he says, I might have seen something going on in Dewberry Park.
Tell us.
What?
Yeah.
Dewberry Park.
Yeah, I used
Is
to get
that the place with the birds?
with it. There's birds everywhere. Don't you spend time in trees?
Not if I can help it. There are many sunbeams in here that I enjoy.
You guys are weird. Anyway, I used to sleep in Dewberry Park for 6 months at a time. It's called hibernation. It's not weird. And used to get a good stash of nuts and berries, but it's all been all funky lately.
That's about average sleeping.
Funky how?
Strange smells, strange sounds. I saw a giant bubble at one point raising up from over the far side of the park. So I don't go there no more.
A bubble? What kind of bubble? What did it look like?
Big bubble. What's a bubble look like?
Like a soap bubble?
Yeah. Like a soap
I like
bubble.
soap bubbles.
I chase them often when my human is doing what they call disses.
What?
My humans like bubbles.
My
You lot of
human
your
likes
humans.
premieres.
What?
Nothing. What was the funny smell?
It just smelled strange, you know, like like a birthday cake that was made out of cockroaches.
Oh, that sounded great until you got to the cockroach part.
Yeah, that's what I thought about the smell too. Anyway, I heard from a guy who heard from a guy who heard from a mongoose. You're human.
Mongooses are often trustworthy. Perhaps we should investigate this.
Yeah, all right.
That's a great idea.
Mongooses, birds.
I was never here. And he scurries out of the cat flap.
That would be false. I have seen Bland many times, and we just saw him.
You get through quite a lot of that catnip, don't you?
My catnip use is for personal use only. I do not discuss it with others.
I can't have catnip. It makes me very dizzy and then I puke.
That is unfortunate. Shall we leave?
We need to do something.
Yeah,
Quick.
sounds like we're going to the park.
Let's go. Let's go.
Maybe there'll be birds.
All right, so
Not the big gooses. They're scary.
there's for sure gooses there.
Mongooses.
Real gooses, and you don't want to mess with them.
I'm going to take a moment to look in the mirror and make sure that my fur is straight. After being a transport for a certain other cat.
I think it's probably not. I think there's two like little handlebar tufts.
I will immediately stop and then
Yeah, this takes a while.
That's a good idea.
And once one starts, all four of you do this. And this takes about 4 days. After
My
that,
back leg goes right up.
yep.
Yeah.
And after you've been cleaning,
McDonald's
cleaning for a very long time, each of you head out of the cat flap and down, almost out of town towards Dewberry Park. And Dewberry Park's pretty big, but it's not like ginormous. However, the far side of Dewberry Park stops being kind of a kept part of the park and just turns into a sort of open field landscape that heads out and into sort of open land. Assuming you avoid the goose pond,
Yes.
you know, each goose is basically a Tarrasque to you, and you do not want to approach a goose. You guys head.
I will definitely tell a story about my interactions with these foul creatures as we are moving.
Yeah, go on, tell it.
One day I was with my human. She noticed that there was an injured creature off in the distance. When she went to go assist this creature, I of course took the opportunity to investigate my surroundings. It is important to make sure that the surroundings are secure for your human. So, when I investigated the surroundings, I came upon a large body of water. There were these large white creatures, very, very large, that were, well, congregating around this pond. There were strange feathers everywhere, and they made horrible noises. When I approached them, they proceeded to chase me away. After a harrowing escape, I ran underneath a bench where there were more humans. The humans were able to try and fend off these creatures, but not for long. One was bitten on the hand. While I took time
Awful.
to watch this hilarious thing happen, I cleaned myself, of course, and then I rejoined with my human. End of story.
We should
I think humans
stay away
getting
from them.
injured is funny.
As long as it is not my human, why wouldn't it be?
I don't know. We're supposed to protect humans.
I protect my human. I have trained it well.
I don't know about that.
Like you.
I get many treats.
Yeah, I can see that.
My human just covers me in maple syrup.
Sorry, what?
he likes syrup, and then he just drips it on my face sometimes.
Oh.
It's nice.
And that's when you arrive at the far side of Dewberry Park. There comes a point where the land starts to kind of dip downwards, and I'd imagine you've all been around here a few times, but this time there's something different. Huddled into a little clearing near the center of the trees is a quaint little hut. It's got a thatched roof, there's a little chimney, there's a thin stream of smoke drifting out from it, and on the very top of the roof there is a raven perching there, looking out.
It's a cottage.
It's what? It's not a goose. Is it a goose?
No,
No,
he said those were white. This one's black.
Is it the nega goose?
It doesn't look like it's the same thing.
do you think we can catch it? Maybe if we sneak up on it.
It's from the Shadow Realm.
Sneaking is unnecessary.
What?
I can't sneak. My visibility powers have gone. I don't know why.
Just use your regular instinct. Move quietly. And
I try and move quietly, but because I'm klutzy, I just like knock over a can of something.
Yeah, you're
And I trip over it as he does that.
yeah, you're all trying to sort of quietly
Very
move
badly.
towards the hut. Are you avoiding the raven or just quietly approaching?
I see the raven and I'm trying to stalk the raven.
You're trying to
It's a bird.
stalk the raven.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm falling on my butt.
All right. Well, I guess everyone roll me a cunning roll. At a difficulty of 4.
And we are out of bonus die, I believe.
Percival, you need to add the minus to your roll
Careless.
for the carelessness.
I can add 2 for sneaky, right?
You get 1 for a
talent?
talent.
Okay.
I've got loud as a
power.
flaw.
Okay.
Would that count?
That means you need a -1
Yeah.
on your roll.
Oh dear.
All right.
If I can I use one or the other, or can I use both?
What are you
So
doing?
if I like teleport and sneak, like am I able to blink and then hold and then blink again?
A teleport and a sneak
does
would
it let
probably
you
just
do
give
one?
you a 3d6, I'd imagine. You're good at this.
Oh my.
Wow, did you still fail on a 3d6?
Oh dear.
yeah.
did.
Yep, I did.
Wow, you
6
got
dice.
a 1, a 3, a 3, a 1, a 1, and a 2. And on a difficulty of 4, that means this is not good. So we've got 1 success but, 2 success but, and then 2 failures. So I think starting with the teleportation that goes terribly wrong.
We've seen the fly.
You
No.
you very quietly teleport in front of the raven.
It's Sam the Raven.
It's Sam the Raven.
Got a donation of $25 from Leo Lurks. Add 5d6 to the team pool. Thank you, Leo, but I'm afraid it's too late.
It's too late for this
Okay, it
one
allowed me to
thing.
make my joke, so it's fine.
Harley, I think Percival, you do sneak quite well, but you do fall over the can, the Coca-Cola can, the very same one that was in your hand just then. And as soon as you do that, you kick the can kind of backwards, and it's compared to the tiny frame of Harley, it rolls towards you like one of those boulders from Indiana Jones and just dunk hits you, creating a double kind of loud noise. The Mrs. Wigglebottom, you're sneaking towards the hut here, and you see a door at the front of it. There's also, you see a shuttered sort of window on the side of the hut, and that is when a can is punched out of the air by a swift paw and launched towards the back of your head, and it hits you in the back of the head and also makes more noise. The can then rolls down and hits the side of the hut. all of this is irrelevant because one of you teleported
me in the head
in front of the raven, and instantly there is a squawk from this raven. As you appear in front of him, he flaps his wings and then his giant eyes, white, turn to look at you sideways. He has an enormous beak. This raven is huge. He's like the same size as you are as a cat. He's really big. And he says, "What are you doing here?"
We're looking for a human.
Ain't no humans here.
We're getting canned.
No humans. Now clear off. Or I'll pick you.
No humans.
Yeah. No humans.
But we heard there was some nearby. It's really important, Sam.
Yeah, there might have been, but listen. You know what I do to humans when I see them?
No.
I peck them and I eat them.
Can them.
Peck them, and then I eat them. That's what I do.
You eat
Eat a human?
Yeah.
That sounds horrible.
No, it's lovely. Delicious. A delicacy among ravens.
an entire human?
Have you ever seen what they eat? It's disgusting.
And how they eat.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I've seen my human eat vegetables.
I like cauliflower.
Yeah. Don't matter
Disgusting.
though. Don't matter till the nice,
What's wrong with
tasty
vegetables?
flesh of a
I
human.
can't believe you. You're small compared to a human.
What?
I don't believe you.
What, you ain't heard the stories? I'm Sam the Raven. I'm a psychopath.
Hey guys, check it
serial
out.
killer.
Sam the Raven.
Ah,
If you don't believe him, you can roll me a cunning check to see if he's
Okay.
lying. If you've got anything to add to it,
well.
you can.
I am a dramatist as well as an animal friend.
The difficulty is 3. I think you can probably add a d6 because you can reverse dramatize to see if he's lying.
Reverse drama.
But I am also an animal friend.
Oh, they're both separate. They're two separate things.
Yes.
What does animal
What was the
friend give you?
difficulty?
The difficulty is
You
3.
usually get along well with squirrels, robins, and other non-magical critters. Even are okay most of the time.
Wow.
Traitorous back.
Yeah, you can add 2d6 to it.
That was close.
Sorry.
We also have our 5d6, by the way, that we got.
Oh,
So we still have
I
that,
wish I'd
but
known about that. Never mind.
I can say it.
I know, but I wasn't
How
listening.
many do we have?
We still have 5.
I'm going to use 1.
I'm
Okay.
not going to roll because I'm prone to believe in myths, urban legends.
You just straight
I'm
up
not-
believe that he's a serial killer and he eats humans.
And sorry, what difficulty was this?
3.
Right. I'm not going to use any.
Actually, could I use? Ooh, no, that's fine.
Actually, 4
Success.
success.
Super success. Super success. So, Harley, you are right to accuse him of lying. He's for
Haha.
sure never eaten a whole human. He's way too small.
A whole
Um,
one.
A bit.
Princess Snuggles and Mrs. Wigglebottom, your super success reveals that he was also lying about the fact that there's no humans here.
I can smell that you're lying, Sam.
I smell my human.
All
Really?
right, well, listen. All right. I was lying about a couple of things, but I am a psychopath. He flies away, squawking. You hear a sound from inside the hut. A clatter of pans and pots.
So, I'm on the roof still? So I teleported
I
in
now
front of
imagine that
Sam?
you're all on the roof for no reason other
Okay.
than that you were having a conversation with Sam the Raven.
Amazing.
You smashed
like
a
a
Coke
window
can
on this
around and then you all jumped up onto the roof.
Okay.
Okay.
There is one
Can
window and a door.
Is there a chimney?
There is a chimney. There's a little drift
Oh,
of smoke.
no.
Oh, I don't want to jump down there then.
Smell like?
Mmm.
My human smells like. She often calls it diabetes.
She actually smells like insulin. You can't smell like diabetes. I tell you, insulin smells weird.
Stands.
Insulin smells weird, so that's what she smells like.
It's actually insulin, but yeah.
Yeah, you get a strong sense of insulin coming up from the chimney, but more than that, you get the smell of like butter, maybe some oils. The sort of smell that the humans, when they're preparing a very large meal, like when they're about to cook a big turkey or something like that, coming from inside. You don't smell the turkey, but you do smell the smells that come before they start cooking the turkey.
I like to lick the butter tub, so
oils and butter and yeah, that kind of smell.
Are there any little holes in the tiling on the roof or the thatching, whatever it is?
I don't think so, because it's a magical hut.
In Harrow's Gate.
That is a thatched roof. It is like a weird little medieval hut.
Okay.
Let's dig through.
Hey, that's a great idea.
Dig through.
Why don't we just go through the door?
We're trying to be sneaky.
So you're just trying to dig through the thatch?
Yeah.
Through the thatch, yes.
I think it's pretty easy to do. Yeah, give me a fierce check with a difficulty of 2.
I will fail this.
We have 3 dice. I accidentally rolled one on my last roll, so we have 3 left.
Kitty treats as well.
Okay. Oh yeah.
1 success, but
I'm going to trade in a kitty treat.
The narrative with the kitty treats, right?
Huh?
We can control the narrative basically with the kitty treats.
You can to a degree, yeah. I mean, you can't just...
All right, I'm going to use a kitty treat then.
Yeah.
And I will sort of suggest that we motion towards one side of the roof here, maybe sort of an unassuming looking side. And I sometimes converse with the animals of the zoo and their enclosures and things, and find out good places to hide and whatnot. So I would assume that there's a good place to hide here amongst the roof. If we go through the roof here, we might be able to find a good place to jump down. So I think what I'll do is I'll sort of take the lead on the digging and just use one of my kitty treats here to give me some extra oomph as I claw through the thatch. And I'm going to sort of jump down, do a little bit of a Kitty Chan thing where I'm going to bounce from the wall down to some kind of obstacle or something that I can land on inside.
All right.
Poke my head in after him.
I think I think you all do this. You all see him do this thing, and you all kind of poke your heads maybe through this hole. And you can see that you come out here on top of a shelf. There's not really like this is a tiny little, it's like a studio hut where everything is in there. There's like a kitchenette area on one side where you can see a load of stuff being cooked up or being prepared. There is a little small bed on the other side. There is a little table at the center of the room with a single chair. One of the other chairs has been pulled to the opposite side of the room, and there, tied to the chair and gagged, is your human Emma. There is another person inside as well. You can see, standing by the door and watching the other window with a broomstick prepared and waiting for you to come through to whack you with it, is what can only be described as Karen the Witch.
Is she saying anything?
No. She's silently waiting to get you. There is a very large cauldron, which is bubbling and popping, and you can see a small fire underneath, and the smell of all the food preparation things are coming from it. What would you like to do? All of you can see this. What did you say?
Can my humans see me?
I don't think anyone can see you yet because you've successfully kind of snuck or done this thing that you wanted to do.
Let's create a distraction.
I am very good at distractions.
There was a chimney up there. If she does the thing again,
What
fire will go out.
Oh, the thing
On her or something. I don't know.
Mark the chimney. Go claim the chimney.
I'm not gonna mark the chimney.
Why?
This one looks like they are ready to pounce.
There is a
Absolutely.
fire burning at the bottom of the chimney.
That's what I was thinking. I thought she could do her thing again that she's so good at doing.
Yes.
It won't electrocute you this time.
Did you say it was a cauldron?
There's a cauldron as well, bubbling with like some kind of purplish looking liquid in it.
How is it held up?
You're on top of a bookshelf, and there are some shelves. There's like cobwebs, and there's weird animal skulls on it and things as well. And then the rest of the hut looks like you would expect a typical fantasy witch hut to look like.
Are there any books lying open with spells and things in?
I think there
'Cause I do
probably
like
is
reading.
on the table in the center of the room. There's the round table, and there's a couple of books open on there. One's a cookbook, one is a spell book, one is something else.
I need to get over there.
I know.
This is
I will-
Winklebottom. You're the planner.
I will summon the most terrifying beast that all kitties would be terrified of.
A broom.
Obviously, this human will be scared as well.
Citrus?
Vacuum?
I will create a goose illusion
Ooh.
with a goose coming in from the back door.
Yeah. And you're going to create an illusion of a goose. Give me a cunning roll with difficulty of 4 to create the goose.
We still have... did we use all those rolls?
I didn't use any.
I didn't.
I think we've got 3 left then. I'm going to use one of those. Okay, so difficulty 4, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Bonus die. I'll use 2 bonus die on this one.
All right.
3
Success
successes.
and
Yeah.
so you do it and you get a bonus. So here's what happens. There's an illusion of the door kicking open, and suddenly in walks this goose. The witch jumps into action, bringing the broom down. Bam! She tries to hit the goose. She's expecting to hit a goose.
Ow!
But on the success and, the broom snaps.
Yeah.
Flies upwards, and she says,
I take this opportunity to blink close to the human.
okay. What would you like to do, Harley? And what would you like to do?
I need
Percival?
a way to get down to the spell book. So I'm not going to go down there until she looks like she's not going to attack me. I need somebody to cause a distraction.
Okay. And then Percival, what are you doing? There is a goose, which is she is distracted right now.
Pretty good distraction.
I'm going
She's
to
gonna-
sneak down
Sneaking
as
down.
quickly as I can.
All right.
Up on the table.
And then Percival, what do you want to do?
You said there's a cauldron. Has it got like legs holding it like upright?
Yeah, with a little fire burning underneath. It's like one of those modern camping fires.
Can I laser one of the legs and try and tip the cauldron onto the human?
You may. Okay, this sounds like... So what are you doing? You're teleporting onto the witch?
No, I'm teleporting by the chair where the trapped human is.
Okay.
Underneath.
Yeah. I would say
And I
that
would like to
is...
start clawing or chewing at the rope to get her free.
All right. Give me a fierce
Okay.
roll on a difficulty of 3. Harley, give me a cunning roll on a difficulty of 2. Percival, give me a fierce roll on a difficulty of 5.
I'm gonna use one of the bonus die.
Okay. That's the last one.
3 successes and
The kitty treats, could we exchange those for an extra one?
You can add one, yes, for a kitty treat.
How much do they stack, or is it just one?
I assume they can stack. Or you
Okay,
can re-roll with them, but I think you can. You can add one.
What?
I've very
I could just keep
successfully got
adding
to
them.
I don't see why not at this
Okay.
point.
You say difficulty 5?
Yours is a difficulty of 5, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna add 3 kitty treats.
Damn, 3. Oh no,
This is
2,
like PGIRL.
2 super successes and a success and. So I think Princess Snuggles, blink, you disappear and then you appear next to the human. She doesn't see any of this happen. She's just kind of like tied to this chair. She's got bare feet. But other than that, she looks awesome.
Highest I've ever seen you roll.
I'm at 30.
And you start scratching away at the...
5 and a 6.
You said you want to scratch away at the thing?
Yeah.
The bonds. So you start scratching away at the
set it
ropes. And
free.
that's when she notices this cat and like her eyes go wide, but she has like a gag as well. Harley, you bounce down off the shelves and land on the central table. There are 3 books here. You got a super success, which means not only do you get down there and you can read the books, you can also see what they are. There's a spell book, there's a cooking book, How to Cook Humans, and there's... What book are you reading right now, PB?
Otherworld.
Otherworld is open as well on the table. And you wanted to do something with the spell book.
I want to look for a spell that I can use to fight the witch, to turn the witch into like an inanimate object or a frog or something.
Oh,
Keep in mind
you know
we can
what?
read, but we read poorly.
I read very well, I'll have you know.
She reads well. She actually has a talent.
Oh shit, yeah.
Or maybe you could turn her into
Not around for as long as I
PB
am.
the first. She said she'd be the first to break it.
So you do see you do actually see that it is turned to a page which says turn into a frog, and there are some human words there.
Turn into a frog or turn the target into a frog.
Turn target into frog.
Okay.
You know, level 3 polymorph spell.
Yes.
distinction.
It requires some ingredients. You need a magic wand, of which there are several around the room. And you also need Eye of Newt, and then you stick the magic wand into an eye of the newt, and then you say the magic words. I cast Fireball at level 3, and then that will cast
very small wand.
and that will cast Polymorph at level 5 on the witch. Those are the rules. And that's what it says for the spells. And
Okay,
then Percival, you're like reading this, by the way, while everything
I
else
need
is
to
happening
shout
around
it
you.
out to them, so if anybody sees Eye of Newt, they can guess it to me.
Percival, you fire a laser at the cauldron. How do they look? What does your lasers look like? Anything special?
Well,
They say
first of all,
pen lasers.
yeah, first of all, there's a little, like, the red dot, just, like, there. It,
Yeah.
like, points there. And then it turns into the Predator triangle. And then,
Yeah. Nice, yeah. That thing he has.
my eyes are suddenly on my shoulder. It's weird.
And yeah, you hit this thing and it just explodes, like the leg of the cauldron just breaks off. The cauldron then tips, and suddenly all of this boiling hot purple liquid starts to rush across the floor.
Floor is lava.
The floor is now lava. One of you is on the floor, and it is Princess Snuggles. But also the witch is on the floor. Immediately, she takes one owie because it burns her feet. She has like these horrible, disgusting, wretched feet with these giant toenails and these warts, and there's some hair on the top of them. And you see this boiling water rush across the floor, and she lets out a terrible screech. Ah! She turns around and says, "Oh my god, I hate cats. Well, except for my cat." And that is when you see another cat enter the room. From the window, a cat's head appears, a black cat with giant yellow eyes, looks in the room and starts looking around. The witch, as a magical human, appears to be very aware of the fact that you guys are magical kitties. However, I will remind you that Emma does not. And she was distracted during this time by the kitten that appeared. And then she pulls her legs up on the chair from the boiling water, which is rushing towards Princess Snuggles. There is a cat in the window that turns his head into the room and says, "Oh dear, no, I wasn't supposed to let any of you in. You're mine now." And I think I'm going to roll my own dice to decide which one of you this one is going to go for. He jumps from the window and lands on the table in front of you, Harley. And he starts to, you start hissing each other. Your tails are up, and then you start making that horrendous noise that cats make when they're like fighting. And it's 3:30 in the morning, and you're trying to get to sleep, and there's just like, from outside. It's happening on the table as you two start circling each other. This black cat, his eyes start to change color, multiple different colors. From red to blue to green to yellow. And I think I don't think the witch gets to do anything, actually. So you can all do whatever you want to do next. Has anyone got anything they want to do now? There's no turn order or anything. You just tell me what you want to do and then we go through it. All right, what do you want to do?
I want to blink up off the floor as lava.
Very good shout. Okay. Yeah, okay. Give me the fierce roll again with a difficulty, I think, of 2 here. Because of the fear of failing. Yeah, where do you go?
I'd like to maybe go up onto the back of the chair so that I can still get her free.
Yeah.
By chewing at the rope.
Did you get a super success last time? No, you got success so I don't think she is free. Okay, so you bloop, appear on the back of the chair and you just start scratching at the bonds again. Emma's legs are like tucked up, and this water now, this boiling water now just fills the entire bottom of the hut. The floor is basically lava right now. Anyone else doing anything else?
I'm just shouting, "My human's Keanu Reeves. I could get you an autograph."
That's I think that's probably going to be a cute roll. Give me a cute roll. If you have anything that you can add to it, you can. Other than that, it's a defensive, a difficulty of 3. Sorry.
Okay. I'll put a kitty treat into it.
So cute is kind of like charisma. You can do cute rolls to try and get out of stuff. You can like act cute and do like adorable cat things, and then that is also a way of achieving your goals in this game.
I'm very small. Does that make me cuter?
Probably not to this cat.
Boo.
Yeah. It's a success. This cat's eyes were flashing all these different colors, and then they turn yellow, and that seems to be his like natural eye color. And he says, "Wait, are you serious?"
I am.
Like the Keanu Reeves, like breathtaking.
Keanu Reeves, I know, it's so cool.
As in like the one?
The one and only. And he thinks I'm fabulous. So, you know, I could put in a word for you. You could maybe come round.
I'll have to think about it.
I mean, he's got lots of space. He might want another cat.
This cat looks towards the horrible witch, Karen. Looks back to you. Looks back to the witch and says, "Okay, you've got yourself a deal. I'll meet you outside."
Excellent.
And then turns around and runs and jumps out the window and disappears.
He'd do anything for his pets.
It's probably your real superpower. Your real superpower is being Keanu Reeves' cat.
I'll take it.
And then you probably shout to the others that you need an Eye of Newt. You said you wanted to do that, right? Yes, we'll say yes. And then
he's addressing you, Amelia.
Sorry.
You shouted to everyone that you want an Eye of Newt or something.
Yes, I need an Eye of Newt and a wand. Is there a wand on the table?
There is not.
I will jump down from my perch, and I will say, "What is an eye of newt?"
It's the eye from a newt.
What is a newt?
Difficult.
Wait a minute. Is it one of those strange lizard creatures?
Yes, the little ones. Chasey.
They move all about the zoo. They are infuriating.
Okay, this is going to take a while. Can I see labels on anything on the shelves?
Does Emma hear us meowing also? Just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's just chaos happening from her perspective. There was a witch, and then suddenly there are cats screaming and meowing and running around the room, and there's a cauldron of water, and it's chaos. There was a laser that came from the sky.
Going to try and see if I can find Anna the Newt.
All right, yeah, I was gonna say, I think Harley, you're still kind of within your last move, so give me a cunning roll at a difficulty of 4 to see if you can find an Eye of Newt. Whack, sorry.
Oh, sorry, whack.
Yeah,
And this was a cunning, you said?
yeah, because you've kind of done your move. You got rid of
difficulty 4, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any bonus dice left? I think we used them all, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. You were
You
in
had one
charge.
job, Whack. You had one job.
I think you used one. I think we have 2 left.
This guy DMs. Can't even keep track of 3 dice.
I'm putting in minimal effort for the show today. Be lucky I'm keeping an eye on the donations. That is success and.
Success and. There is a shelf on the bookcase that has all of these different eyeballs in formaldehyde in all these different jars. There are big eyes and small eyes. There is one jar that says Anna the Newt's eye, and right next to it is a set of multiple smaller eyes that say Eye of Newt.
I stare between both of them. I knock both of them off of the table.
All right, yeah, they fall to the ground. They smash. The eyes start floating around in the boiling water.
I found several eyes.
Well, could I have one, please?
That is problematic.
Grab it in your mouth and bring it here.
Very well. I will jump down and grab an eye.
You're jumping into the boiling water.
Is there a place around that I could possibly access an eye that would not allow me to jump into the water?
Knock a book off. Into the water. Jump on the book.
Are there books around that I can knock off as well?
Yes, there are.
Then I will do that.
All right, yeah, you knock off like probably the witch's most like favorite book. What's your favorite book, PB?
Oh God, that's too much pressure. I don't know.
The book I Don't Know by Anonymous is pushed off the shelf and lands in the boiling water, and you jump onto it and swipe up one of the smaller eyes, yeah? Or are you going for Anna the Newt's actual eye?
I go for one of the smaller eyes.
You have an eye.
What is the witch doing?
First of all, yeah, what are you doing? The witch looks like she's about to do some crazy. She's like conjuring up something in the corner, but she's also kind of like jumping around in the boiling water, trying to avoid the water. Like she's going to jump on a chair or something.
I want to try and distract her away from the other kitties.
All right.
By turning around and presenting my bottom to her.
She does hate cats. Give me a cunning roll at a difficulty of 4.
A difficulty of 4. I've got nothing. That's gonna work. Okay, cunning. 4. I've got no bonus. Oh well. Oh!
Zavalia. She hates.
Kitty treat.
It's too late. I mean, it's not too late, but you used them all, right?
I've used all my treats.
Oh.
The laser. Look, I had to laser that cauldron. That was very important.
The witch sees you turn around, and you show the witch your bottom. But the witch is going to instead. She pulls from her apron a wand with a little eyeball on the end.
Oh.
and says, I cast Fireball at level 3 and turns you into a frog.
I'm a frog?
All of your attributes are reduced to 1. You cannot use magic powers until you are turned back or the spell wears off, which is the end of this scene. However, you do now have the talents of jumping and slippery. So you can assume, I'm not even going to tell you, that you know what they do.
Okay.
That's what you have. Jumping and slippery. And you are a frog. Whoop. You are turned into a frog. And wherever you are, I think you were still on the bookshelf on the top of it. There's just a frog on the bookshelf. Princess Snuggles, give me another fierce check to see if you can free Emma.
Difficulty 2?
Difficulty is 2.
One success, but
you you free Emma from the thing. Suddenly her hands are she jumps up, pulls the gag out of her mouth and says, and then jumps out of the doorway. As she jumps out of the door to avoid the lava on the floor, she hits the grass and kind of rolls over a couple times, but it knocks the chair over that she's on, that you're also on. And I think you begin to fall to the ground. What do you want to do? The lava. All right, give me another fierce roll with another difficulty of 2, I think.
3 successes and.
Success and. Where do you want to blink to?
I wasn't thinking, just safety on the table, maybe.
All right, blink. You appear on the table next to Harley as the chair splashes the water. You see Emma kind of land outside. She's continuing. By the way, your human, Mrs. Wigglebottom, is from Leeds, so she speaks only in expletives, so we can never understand what she's saying. Even if you did hear what she was saying, you wouldn't get it through the thick accent anyway. So she's just running away now, like what, freaking out. She's escaped this witch, and she just starts running away from the field, just until she's gone. She pelts it away from this place. Let's see. So, Mrs.
He's gone away.
She's out and she's running across the Dewberry Park. You are still. No, you have an eyeball.
I will bring the eyeball to the tiny one, Harley.
Harley, you now have an eyeball too. 3 of you are on the table. There's a frog on the bookshelf that looks suspiciously like Percival.
I'm batting it.
He's on the bookshelf, like above you by the hole in the roof.
He's doing this then.
Yeah, you're on a table in the middle of the room on top of these books. And there's a witch who looks very angry, and she starts stomping towards you.
Where's the nearest wand?
Give me a cunning check on a difficulty of... Ooh, I don't know if you know what a wand is. 4?
We've just seen her use one.
All right, I'll make it a 3.
Nice lawyer. Well done.
Firing.
All the other players were like, nice.
Yeah.
Done.
You should have been a real lawyer. Success, but you see a set of wands, but they're like behind where the witch is on the sink surface. There's like a cup with like loads of wands in it. But it's like she's like moving towards you, and it's behind her that you need to get one of these wands.
I turn to Princess Snuggles and point to it. Okay, can you get that back here?
Princess Snuggles is in one of those cat trances, like her eyes go big, and she's doing that thing where they just start freaking out and crawling along the bottom half of a sofa.
What did you ask me for?
He has gone to the danger place.
I call it crazy-alitis when a cat gets that, by the way. That's just what I've always called it.
I will have to accomplish this feat.
You will have to accomplish it.
Snuggles has gone to the crazy place.
Yeah. Princess Snuggles has crazy-alitis. So how would you like to try and accomplish it?
Yeah, I will try and go towards...
Sorry.
frog can do it.
I'm sorry. You said that you pointed me towards the wand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I will try and get this stick.
All right. How do you want to do it? It's like you're on a table in the middle of the room. You need to get past the witch and onto the surface of the kitchen sink behind her.
I will try and leap off of the witch, of course.
Okay. I guess give me a fierce roll on a difficulty of 5.
I have 2 kitty treats left. I would like to use one to control the narrative, please.
Okay.
I will consume a kitty treat, and then I will... For me, my kitty treats are catnip, by the way. So
No.
I will get a little bit of a sniff, and I will then proceed to go a little wide-eyed as I say, I can do this. And I will leap directly towards the witch's face, and off of the face of the witch, and jump up and catch the magic wand with my mouth.
All right.
And then towards Harley.
You hoof it towards Harley. This wand starts spiraling through the air towards you. The witch is like batting at you like, oh my god, I hate cats, get it off me. And then the wand launches towards you, Harley. Give me a I guess a fierce check. Fierce seems to be the physical thing. So give me a fierce check on a difficulty of 3 to try and catch it.
If I hadn't lost my athletic ability.
Yeah, it would have really helped.
Yeah.
Success, but you catch it. However, as you like turn around, you see that there is a frog which is leaping through the air and falling down towards where you are. As you kind of look down and see the frog land, it lands on the other side of the book that you're stood on, and because you're tiny, the counterbalance launches you into the air.
Oh no!
So now you're flying through the air with a wand. What do you want to do? Holding it in your mouth.
You're a young cat.
Sorry. Oh god, am I going straight up?
You're going straight up, yeah, towards the roof.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna let myself fall back down and catapult the frog back to where it went.
Nice.
Where it came from.
Yeah, I think you land on the book, flicks the frog straight up through the hole in the ceiling. And the frog was never seen again. Percival, as a frog, you were trying to jump in and help, but then you are launched through the ceiling, and you're like 5 million feet in the air, cartoonishly launched out of the roof. What do you want to?
I'm sorry.
What do you want to do next? There's one cat still with crazy elitis on her back, scrabbling around. There's one cat behind the witch, and then there's you with a wand in one hand or one paw and an eye of newt in the other. What do you want to do?
I will summon forth another illusion.
Okay.
I summoned forth a goose. I've summoned forth a tennis ball, and I've summoned forth a newspaper.
Okay.
I have no idea what this human is, but I know that my human is terrified. Absolutely terrified of other people. So I will go ahead and make more humans in this place.
All right. Give me another cunning roll on a difficulty of 4.
I think we have... How many dice left? I think we have 1 left. I'll use it.
All right.
Success, but...
You do successfully summon up a goose, a tennis ball, and a bunch of random humans in the room. The witch Karen is actually not as afraid of humans as you're human.
Impossible.
She just looks around at these other people, and then she sees a goose again, and she starts to she's confused long enough that she stops moving forward with her wand, casting up a spell towards the cats which are on the central table. Probably buying Harley just enough time to do anything that she wants to do in that time. Is there anything you want to do, Harley?
Yeah, I want to land on the table.
Yeah.
In front of the spell book, and I've got the wand in my mouth.
Yeah.
Can I use a kitty treat to do the stab the new eye and cast a spell?
You can.
I'm gonna do that. Sorry.
You can do whatever you want. Describe it.
Okay. I have the wand in my teeth and I stab the new eye. It takes a couple of goes because new eyes are tiny and
it's hard work.
Weird combination of objects.
It is. I'm not a good GM. I never said I was.
And I have to sort of sandwich it on the table because otherwise hands and thumbs. Point it at the witch and read the spell out of the book.
Yeah, what do you say?
What was...
That's what I'm asking.
Was it
you.
I cast Fireball at level 3?
Is that what you say?
I don't know. It's
Final
what you
answer?
said. Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
I've got no memory, so let's find out.
That's why I said it. You stab the eye of the Newton. You say, I cast Fireball at level 3. And then bam. You see this magical energy, Harry Potter style, kind of shoot out of the end of this wand. It launches over towards the witch, Karen, who says, oh my god, that's like my thing! And then she's turned instantly into a frog. Because she's turned into a frog above the boiling lava water, she falls into the lava water and is cooked instantly into a French delicacy. And you successfully defeat the witch. As soon as she hits the water, though, the entire hut kind of boom, disappears around you. Boom, and you find yourselves out in the open. To one side of you, there is a young lady running away, screaming, just in the distance, running back towards Tablesville. On the other side of you, there's a black cat who's looking up in the sky. Crazy Elias cat, Princess Snuggles. What are you doing?
We've succeeded, right?
You've succeeded, kinda. There's one last thing that needs to happen.
There's like nothing else around, though, right? The hut's disappeared.
There is a frog in the air, which is slowly,
eternally screaming,
which is launching back down towards the earth at terminal velocity. And as the cat with Crazy Light is looking upwards, you can see it.
I would like to blink up, catch this frog in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then I would like to fall back to the earth the way only cats can.
All right. Give me a fierce roll on a difficulty of 3.
One success, but
you blink upwards. You catch the frog in your mouth, and that's when the frog turns back into a cat. And the two of you are in the middle of the air, and you start tumbling towards the ground. But luckily you're cats, so you just land on your feet, and you're completely fine. There is a black cat next to you, Harley, who comes over to you and says, "Now about that meeting." Keanu, you said you said.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Well,
You'd love some company. I mean, you're not going to do the thing with the eyes again, are you?
Well, I might do, but I won't. I will try not to. Sometimes I get a little excited.
Ooh. All right.
I am homeless now.
Oh well. Come on with then, I suppose.
Yes. Okay.
He can afford to rebuild the house if it all goes wrong, can't he?
Yes, I suppose he can. And this very evil cat starts following you back to Keanu Reeves' house.
He's not evil, he's a fan.
Oh, he's evil.
I've just got dreadful taste.
Super evil. He starts following you back towards the house. Mrs. Wigglebottom, what do? You running after your human?
Definitely.
And
before I do, actually,
yeah,
I will say I will compensate all of you for your hard work, because that's what we do here.
Una?
Yeah.
Compensate. Compensate.
You will all be receiving catnip. Thank
I
you
can't
for
have
your
catnip. It makes me barf.
Very well. I will give you a shoelace that I found instead.
I want a shoelace.
I'll share it with you, Percival.
We could all share it.
Shoelace fight!
you all start fighting over a shoelace, all of you, even the other cat. Everyone starts fighting over a shoelace, and everyone gets crazy hilarious because that's what happens to cats immediately when you introduce a shoelace into a situation. Then the camera pans away to elsewhere, to somewhere very, very far away. An evil lair in somewhere else. I can't tell you where it is because that would be meta knowledge, and I don't want you to use it against me in the future. We see that same small little black with the long beard who stepped out the side of the mech. And there's this like giant lair with all these like mechanical contraptions around him. There's like lasers going off and lights going on and beeps and boops and strange whirring, twisting devices. Electrical zaps across the hallway that he's walking down. And this walks towards a bed and sits down, wagging his tail. He lifts a horrible, scraggly little paw that it looks like he's been licking relentlessly and won't stop licking it, and is always licking it and just doesn't stop licking it even when I'm trying to sleep. And hits a button on a console in front of him, and all of these TV screens light up around him. He looks across each of them and takes off his voice modulator saying, "Those damn cats, I'll get them next time, let me tell you that." And he presses another button, and then he sees on one of the monitors all of you playing around with a piece of string. And he says, "How is it possible that these are the ones that are able to..." And then he stops and just starts licking, relentlessly licking, never stopping licking. Even now, right now, licking, always licking. He says,
Pixelate it.
He says, "I'll get you next time, kitties." And that is where we're going to end today's session. Thank you very much for playing, players. That might be one of the most chaotic, insane things I've ever run in my entire life.
I'm not sure we played or if we were just along for the ride.
I don't know what happened. I feel the same way.
Awesome.
An enjoyable time nonetheless. Hopefully it was vaguely enjoyable to watch. This is a 3-part story. This is a 3-part epic, sorry. Next week will be part 2. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I genuinely have no idea, but now I have a vague idea of how the system works.
It was actually a lot easier than...
It's very simple. I think that's what it is.
I don't know
it's
what I was
nice and
expecting.
simple, and it freaks me out when I see something this simple. I just assume that I'm doing it wrong because it's just, you know, I'm like, oh my god, what am I missing? But actually, it's very, very easy to run.
It's meant to be family friendly and simple.
Yeah, it's meant to be easy.
And I think it really is.
You know, PB who will just come over and just be cussing nonstop.
Yeah, I think honestly, you know, I can imagine that you could easily play this with actual 6-year-olds and not just, you know, us lot acting like idiots, fully grown adults dressed as cats, just messing around.
Which you're going to have to do next week, right?
I don't think that was agreed upon at any point.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Well,
Yes, it
if
was.
someone sends me a clip of me saying that I would do that, then maybe I'll agree to it. But until I see it in writing, Pumpkinberry, I don't believe that actually happened.
I will show you the clip because I have already clipped it.
Well, I guess I'll be dressed like a cat next week as well.
It's your moment of truth, PB.
The only way to find out is to tune in next week. I'm gonna change up all the effects and donation things as well. So he
doesn't have to dress up as a cat for day 3.
So things will change. The last one will be like if we hit a certain amount, I get one of those full furry suits and try and DM in that. I'm kidding. It will kill me and they look expensive. As a joke, I'm not really gonna do that.
Peachy, how much are they?
Yeah, how much are they, Peachy? You got like 3, right?
Do you need a stain resistant?
100%. Yes, they should. They obviously all need to be stain resistant. Otherwise, why would you need one?
Cut it. We're done.
Thanks very much for watching, everybody. Again, if you want to try this system out or take a look at it, they've got a Kickstarter. Links are available all around you. It's Magical Kitties Save the Day by Atlas Games. Thank you to Atlas Games for sponsoring us and giving us even a penny for this. And, you know, even though PB ruined the contract by all over it.
I said a bad word. I'm sorry.
Maybe they'll give us a shoelace.
By dogging all over it?
I think they did give us a shoelace. I think this was a human version of here's a shoelace, you lot. And we all just went, wow, I have powers now. And then now we're here. It was silly. It was fun. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll do a quick round of shout outs. Amelia Tyler was our guest for this week. Where can people find you for the rest of the time?
I haven't got around to Twitch streaming yet, so good luck with that. But I'm on Twitter as Amelia Tyler.
There we go.
Follow her early on her Twitch channel. She will be streaming.
I mean, she kind of does a lot of amazing things, so you should definitely go follow Amelia Tyler on Twitter.
It was probably in a video game that you played recently.
Yes.
Maybe.
Holy, you're in Minecraft? That's dope.
Oh, do the
creeper number 3.
You were the creeper.
I wish.
There you go. What about you, Peachy Pixel 8?
I'm Peachy Pixel 8. I stream on twitch.tv/Peachy Pixel 8. We do Motorsport Mondays. We do Warcraft Wednesdays, and we do
Titillating Thursdays.
Elite Thursday Dangerous.
All right, you need to change that to Furry Thursdays.
And we do
you dress like
Friday.
this.
I play a lot
Furry
of
Fridays, yes.
I love Warframe. Warframe is my child. I really, really like Warframe.
There you go. And what about you, Wank? You're not here next week, right?
Why don't you have PB go first?
What? Okay.
All right, fine. PB, you
I
go.
should go last.
All right. No, that was your turn. That was it. You don't get another one.
Oh.
No, not you. Him, not you.
Oh, okay.
You can say what you want.
What's happening?
How do we all run this thing together? Like, how do we have anything working ever? How do we have all these shows?
Just waxing shots.
I mean,
huh?
Go ahead, PB.
No, we're just waiting for you to speak, PB.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm sorry. Hi, I'm Pumpkinberry. Oh, I did it again.
All right, that's Pumpkinberry. She GMs for Nocturne on a Wednesday. You can also follow her stream at twitch.tv/Pumpkinberry, where she does stuff like that all the time. Wax Steven.
Hi, everybody. I'm Wax Steven, and normally I'm the GM of Doom, but today I played Mrs. Wigglebottom for you. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for hanging out with us while we played this very silly and very fun adventure. Thank you so much to Atlas Games for making this happen today. Thank you so much. Definitely go check out their Kickstarter if you have not done so yet. Go give them some love. Go give them some support. And go help fund this game. Go check it out. If you're looking for a game where you can actually play with your family and you know, have just a silly fun time and maybe get some people into role play, like young.
Yeah.
accessible way.
Or even just people who haven't done it before. This might be a nice way to kind of like
it'd be a really good entry level
tabletop. Yeah.
It would be a great way to do that. So go give them some love, go give them some support, and thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you for all the wonderful donations and everything for today to make us do even more silly things. Thank you so much. If you did not see it, hopefully Brad will play it again. We have a new show starting next Friday. That's right. Simulacrum is starting next Friday. What is it? You can find out more about that on Monday.
It's this. It's the same thing. It's a full campaign of this. Starting. Yeah, it's not. All right. Well, thanks very much for watching, everyone. We'll be back next week for more of this. You know, even if you don't want it, we'll be here for another episode. We'll see if you can defeat the evil. And thanks again for watching. Enjoy the teaser. And bye. I'm so good at this. Bye, everybody. Bye. Meow.
Perception alters reality. But what makes something real? You do. The VRT Rig Beta for Numenera The Ninth World. Coming soon to your favorite Twitch streamers. Join them to see a sneak peek of the world's first virtual reality tabletop RPG.